What if death stopped coming for you? Not for a year, not for a century, forever. What if empires rose and fell around you, while you remained unchanged? What if every person you loved aged and disappeared? What if memory kept growing, but time never allowed you to leave? Most stories portray immortality as a gift. Highlander asks a darker question: what if immortality is actually a burden? Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. Today, we enter one of television's most enduring myths, a story of immortals hidden throughout history, secret wars, ancient rivalries, and a mystery buried beneath every battle. This is Highlander and the Curse of Eternal Memory. At first glance, Highlander appears simple, a hidden race of immortals. Warriors scattered across centuries, unable to die except by beheading, bound by mysterious rules, driven toward a final confrontation. But beneath the fantasy lies something deeper. The immortals are not merely characters, they are symbols. They walk through human history untouched by time, watching civilizations rise, watching nations collapse, watching generations vanish. They become living witnesses, human archives disguised as people. The longer they live, the less they belong to any single era. Eventually they become strangers everywhere, not because they are immortal, but because the world keeps changing without them. Most people imagine immortality as endless opportunity, more time, more knowledge, more experience. But Highlander repeatedly shows the opposite. The true curse is memory. Imagine remembering every loss, every funeral, every goodbye, not for decades, for centuries. The average person survives grief because time softens it. The immortals do not receive this mercy. Every memory remains, every face survives, every wound accumulates. An immortal becomes a museum of ghosts, a collection of lives that continue existing long after the people themselves have vanished. The sword battles are dramatic, but the real battle is psychological. How much memory can a human being carry before becoming memory itself? One of Highlander's most mysterious concepts is the quickening. When one immortal defeats another, something transfers: power, knowledge, energy, experience. Lightning erupts, reality bends. The victor absorbs part of the defeated. On the surface, it is fantasy, but symbolically, it resembles an ancient idea found throughout human history. The belief that wisdom can be inherited, that experience survives death, that consciousness leaves traces behind. Every quickening is an initiation, a transformation. The immortal is never exactly the same afterward, because they now carry fragments of another life, another memory, another story. The immortals are not simply growing stronger. They are becoming collections of countless human experiences, walking libraries of absorbed lives. The most famous phrase in Highlander is simple: there can be only one. Most viewers hear competition, conflict, victory. But symbolically, the statement carries a deeper meaning. Throughout ancient philosophy, many traditions describe reality as fragmentation seeking unity. Many forms, one source, many identities, one consciousness, many waves, one ocean. The game itself begins to resemble a spiritual metaphor. Each immortal represents a separate expression of existence. The final convergence becomes less about domination and more about return, a movement toward singularity, toward wholeness, toward the mysterious one hidden behind the many. The phrase becomes less violent and far more unsettling. Perhaps the most fascinating figures in Highlander are not the immortals. They are the watchers, observers, record keepers, archivists, people who document history without interfering. They know the truth, yet remain hidden. The watchers resemble ancient archetypes found throughout mythology. The scribes, the record keepers, the custodians of memory. Their purpose is preservation, not action. In many ways, the watchers mirror us, the audience. We observe, we collect stories, we record history, but we rarely alter it. The Watchers remind us that memory itself may be one of humanity's greatest powers, because civilizations survive through what they remember and disappear through what they forget. Highlander repeatedly reveals a strange truth. The immortals spend centuries pursuing survival, yet survival alone never satisfies them. They seek meaning, connection, purpose, love, the same things mortals seek. Because endless life does not solve the human condition, it merely extends it. The immortal still fears loss, still fears loneliness, still fears becoming disconnected from humanity. Time grants knowledge, but not necessarily wisdom, and immortality grants existence, but not necessarily fulfillment. The true secret of Highlander is not hidden in the swords or the battles or the quickening. It is hidden in memory. Connor MacLeod survives because he cannot die, but with every century, he becomes less a man, and more a living archive, a witness to vanished worlds, a carrier of forgotten histories, a keeper of names no one else remembers. Perhaps immortality is not eternal life. Perhaps immortality is eternal remembrance, and perhaps that is the heavier burden, because eventually, memory becomes its own form of time. Most people dream of living forever. Highlander asks whether they truly understand the cost, because every additional century brings another goodbye, another loss, another layer of memory, and eventually, the immortal discovers something unexpected. The greatest treasure is not endless life. It is meaning within the time we are given.